Welcome to the 2024 American Youth Football National Championships. Once again from Naples, Florida at the Paradise Coast Sports Complex, the only place to play. Now in our 29th season, American Youth Football has taken this event to the next level, crowning 25 champions from all over America. Over 200 teams representing 45 states across 3 divisions come to Florida with the hopes of raising that coveted AYF National Championship trophy. The best football players on the planet play here. From ages 6 to 14, simply put, American Youth Football is the premier youth football organization on the planet. After 6 days and over 300 games, 25 teams were able to call themselves national champions, earning the biggest trophy in youth football history. Let's check out the championship highlights and find out who emerged as 2024 American Youth Football National Champion.
D. Grayer.
Greg Karahuda, what's up, man?
What's happening?
Man, the season's here. The season's going.
Oh, the season's gone. Season's halfway gone in most places.
Flying by. It always flies by.
Well, it's time to talk about the 2025 American Youth Football National Championships. And I thought this would be a good way to do it this year because it's come to the point where people don't read anymore. They like to watch videos, and we recorded this. We're going to record this. We're going to put it up on YouTube. It'll answer a bunch of questions for everybody down the road, and we'll have a link, and guys can just watch it at their leisure. So without further ado, let's get this thing rocking and rolling and get everybody out of here as quick as we can. But I'm going to add something to the stage real quick because I'm pretty proud of this. We've been working for a couple of years with our friends at the NFL, and to play football finally came up with a Coach of the Week award for youth tackle. They have a flag. They have a high school. They were missing that youth, and we got it this year. So 10 NFL clubs partnered with us and Pop Warner, who are the only 2 youth partners in the National Football League. And every other week or 5 out of the 10 weeks, you're going to see an AYF coach in a market get the Youth Coach of the Week award. So our first week was week 2, and the Dallas Cowboys were the team. And the Dallas Cowboys and AYF, after receiving applications from our leagues in Texas, chose Terrence Randolph Sr. from the Cedar Crest Comets and the EA League, the AYF League in the Dallas area, EA Sports League, as the first ever recipient of the Youth Coach of the Week award as an AYF coach. So, I mean, Terrence's biography is amazing. He played for the Cedar Crest Comets. He coaches in there. He runs them. He raised with other people over $10 million to rebuild the YMCA and the Salvation Army, in Dallas, where the Cedar Crest Comets have their home turf field. So I just thought we should give Terrence his 2 minutes here.
Absolutely. Congrats to Terrence, man. That's it's a big accomplishment. And Craig, you're working with Roman and the NFL and Sanea and the team there. Incredible what they're doing and what they've done for AYF and youth in general, man. Just taking the game to the next level and having that focus on our coaches, and looking forward to seeing the next guys that are going to be announced. I know we got a few more in the hopper that are going to be announced over the season. So good job on that, Craig.
Yeah, and actually, while we're talking about the NFL, let's just we put it out at the end of our last show a few weeks ago. Just let everybody know we've been with the NFL for 5 years at the NFL Pro Bowl with our 8th grade All-Star game. And the Pro Bowl switching gears, I don't have details on how it is, but I don't believe it's a standalone event anymore. And we're moving. Our 8th grade All-Star game is still staying with the NFL. They're still our partner. Nike is still our uniform and apparel partner through the NFL and various other obvious partners we have every year. But the 8th grade All-Star game is moving to the East-West Shrine Bowl, the college All-Star game in Dallas, Texas this year. So we've been in Florida for the last 3 years. For the last 2 years before coming back from Vegas. And now we're going to switch gears and go to a place that's not familiar for us to have an All-Star game, but we're going to go to Dallas, Texas. And we're finalizing a lot of details and everything right now with our friends at the NFL and the Shrine Bowl. But the East-West Shrine guys are all in. I had a meeting with them in the NFL. They're welcoming us with open arms. So this should be a pretty cool event for the kids.
Yeah, I think it'll be good, man. We've always been on the East Coast or West Coast, but now we're right in the middle, and in Texas. So where they say football is king, right? So we'll see. LJ will be doing his thing there. So he's now the host. So we've had Don host and Ben host, and our Western Regional guys host, and Lawrence in the past, and so now we're in Dallas. So I think it's going to be a good event. It's always fun. It's always a signature event. Get your nominations in. Understand, that this is an opportunity for the top 8th graders in the country. 60 on the 60 total, 30 on the West, 30 on the East, and make sure to get in there. Get the nominations in. Talk about it now. We know who the guys are. Get those nominations in to our team, and let us know.
There's a lot of kids playing on Saturday right now. And they're getting to be more and more playing on Sunday that played in this 8th grade All-Star game. A couple starting quarterbacks right now in the NFL, a couple other guys starting, and a whole bunch of, role players and guys playing in the National Football League right now. So, this is a quality game. And, the success of the kids after, 8th grade, it just speaks for itself.
Yeah, definitely. We got, like you said, on Sundays they're playing as well. Like, the Notre Dame Miami game. I know we posted out there 8 kids from that game were in that game, so that was pretty cool. And Bryce is doing his thing. He had a couple good games. He shut out in Atlanta last week, and I got to see him down here in Arizona when they played the Cardinals. They had a pretty good second half. Yeah. But these guys are playing, man. Everything that everybody's doing around the country. You guys are developing these kids, and that's why we have a coach of the week, and Craig, you've been pushing for that a long time, and appreciate Roman and the NFL Absolutely. For doing it.
Spencer Rattler starting for the Saints, Bijan Robinson's carrying the rock over there in Atlanta, Kayvon Thibodeau's doing his thing for the Giants. There's a whole bunch of guys out there. I'm just naming a few right now. Let's move on to what we're here for tonight, and let's kick it off with our. We're talking about our regional events this year. So our 2025 regional events will take place. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm in a room where if I don't move, the light goes off. The Atlantic region will be in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, the weekend of 11/14. The Big East region will be in Toms River, New Jersey, the weekend of the 22nd of November. The Big West will be in the Bay Area and San Francisco area on the weekend of 11/15. Desert Mountain will be in Vegas area and Henderson on the weekend of the 15th. The Midwest region will be in Rantoul, Illinois, right by the University of Illinois, the weekend of 11/21. The New England region will be in New London, Connecticut on 11/22 weekend. The Southeast region will be in Ocala, Florida, the 11/14 through the 16th, and the Southwest region will be in Tyler, Texas on 11/23 that weekend. So our regional events are all locked in for our D2 and D3 teams. We'll talk about paths for everybody as we go on with the show, but those are our regional events for this year. D, you got any comment on them?
No, just it's a nice slate. So regional guys, I just want to give a shout out to our regional chairman. They do a great job in making sure that they organize this, get all the details all squared away. So, and talking with everybody, there's some pretty exciting regional championships that are coming up, man. So great locations. When you look at where they're going to be. So that's pretty much it. Just looking forward to those. Win your conference and advance.
It's the AYF way, right? So,
AYF.
D, I think you're going to talk about some stuff here with rosters and advancement and all that stuff, right? So you want to hit all that before we get into the slides?
Yeah. So rosters, they're locked. Officially locked as of 9/19. So September 19th was that date. So it's done. We actually had a new rule that in place in regard to organizations being able to, if kids played and had some issues, they're able to work. The conferences, the local conferences were able to work those things out. So I know we got a lot of calls on that. So congrats to everybody on handling that accordingly, and thanks to our leadership meeting, man. Our national leadership meeting had some great rules, and I think that was a really good rule in place. Before, it used to be just a hard black and white rule of, if a kid had some issues, he'd be stuck. So we were able to get that done. So a lot of good information on that, a lot of good feedback. That's it on roster lock, Craig. As far as looking at nationals, we want to talk about the conference championships, D1, D2, D3. You want to get into that a little bit?
Yeah, get into that, and then we'll open up the file and we'll go over some of the other details.
Okay. Yeah. So the conference champions, you advance to your state, and for D1. So D1 is, they go straight to there's no regional for D1, 8U through 13U. 14U is there's a regional, et cetera, for that. But 8U to 13U direct bid 16 team state championship bracket. So if you won your state, you're going on. So direct bid there. D2 and D3, there are the regional championships that go on there from advancing the AYF way. That's pretty much that. Anything you want to add on that, Craig? I mean, that's kind of the way we're doing it now. It's a large bracket, D1. So as you go, that's giving you your opportunity to win a national championship there. So a national champion may end up having to play 4 games to get that championship, because basically we're once we're over 8 teams, it's automatically 4 games to determine the champion, or 4 rounds to determine the champion. You may not get 4 rounds depending on the number of teams that we end up having on the final bracket. Somebody may have a bye in there, and then on the if you lose that first round game, you'll advance on, and you get guaranteed 1 additional game. So depending on the bracket, you may get a third, but it's pretty much 1 additional game. If you lose that first round game, you get another consolation game, and that's it. That's at the D1 bracket, just because of the number of teams and everything that we have there. But what'd you say, Craig?
It's the trade-off for expanding the bracket, and getting more teams down there.
Yeah, so we just want to make sure everybody understands that, you got the opportunity to go, and you're definitely gonna get the 2-game minimum, which is what it is in AYF. It's a 2-game minimum. But you may get, you win, you're gonna advance on and keep playing on the right side of the bracket. But if you lose that first round game, depending on it, there may be potentially a 3rd game that you may get in there. But it's not like the traditional 18 bracket where if you lose your first game, you win your second game, you get a 3rd round game. That's not how it's set up. So just want to make sure that's communicated in advance to everybody. Everybody pretty much understands it. Our regional guys have been communicating that. That's the way it was last year, but just want to make sure that since we're going over postseason and all the details, want to make sure that that's there, so you guys all understand that. So spread the word if you didn't know, and win in advance. But you do get another game if you don't win. So we can get into it.
All right, guys, we're going to go into the national info packet. This is posted on AYFchampionships.com. We could skip the roster upload because D went over that we're locked. The rosters are done. There is no roster upload left. That ship sailed. Live random draw, the bracket show. We started that the COVID year, and we've been rolling with it. We're going to try to expand it and make it a little more high-tech and fun this year. We got some guys working on something. We'll be December 6th. 6 o'clock at the Great Wolf Lodge, live on YouTube, presented by Varsity Media. And we'll do the digital draw again. It sped up the process a lot last year. So, again, there is no seating. We're not going to sit in a room and me and D are going to think, oh, we think that team's better than that team. And that, no, it's going to be random. You're all champs. You're all coming to nationals, and you're going to play football and decide it on the field, not us pretending we're pontiffs sitting in the room, pundits. I mean, sitting in the room and, like some other events do. We're not doing that. We decided on the field here. Team check-in, a little switch up this year. Since we've been in Naples, we were in that little rec center, which was way too small for us. Then we were in a Great Wolf Lodge, which their convention area is small as well. And, it just caused everyone to be outside, their parking lot to be jammed up with people and everything else. So we're going to switch it up, and we're going to go inside Paradise Coast Sports Complex, and we're going to confine check-in into the stadium area. We have a good plan, a whole setup. It's going to be a real easy, real simple, but we will be in the Paradise Coast Sports Complex on Sunday the 7th from 9 a.m. till hopefully 6 p.m. And then we'll pivot right at 8 o'clock into the bleachers in the stadium, and we'll do the coaches meeting right there. That each head coach has to attend in order to receive his team's credentials. So that's the plan for that. Lodging, there is no mandatory required stay at any property for AYF National Championships in Naples. You're free to stay wherever you'd like. With that being said, we do have a partnership with Great Wolf Lodge, which is right in front of the park, and later on you'll see the information for that. You're up, D.
Nice. My letter's up there, right?
Yep.
Right there. So pretty much this is a letter. It's in the championship packet. Just what we're going through. Kind of just want to highlight a few pieces here. First of all, congrats. So if you've advanced, congrats. This is it's a lifelong memory that your players and families and friends and supporters and sponsors, everybody at home, are going to be fully supportive of you. So start fundraising now. They want to make sure that they're going to help you get there, but we want to compete. We want to compete. It's our third year at Paradise Coast Sports Complex. Incredible complex. For those of you who've been there, it just gets better and better every year with everything that we have, from food trucks, turf fields, stadium, the awards areas, and everything that we're doing there. So we're welcome. We're welcomed in Naples. So the surrounding areas, our partnerships continue to get stronger. Safety and sportsmanship is kind of like in my letter. That's the main important piece that we need to understand here. Is a zero tolerance, 0, 0, 0, 0, and zero tolerance. So any shenanigans or nonsense, foolishness, non-football related, unsportsmanlike conduct as far as from fans, from parents, in the park, that's not what we're here for. We're here to get these kids right, to get them ready for the next level. And any kind of craziness is really a zero tolerance, and we're gonna pretty much just eliminate you. So if you can't handle it, talk to your parents, talk to your staff, talk to your players, talk to your families. If they can't handle it, the pressure, if they're getting a little tight, can't handle it, the pressure of a youth football game, so keep them home. Please keep them home, or keep them at the hotel, and they can kind of just complain to you guys. When
they can get the varsity media pass and watch it in the hotel.
Get the varsity media pass and watch it, because we can't allow it. There's so many partners and sponsors. You don't know who you're next to. And I kind of highlight this in the letter. You don't know who you're next to when you're doing these things. We have media, we have key partners and sponsors, of our groups that are traveling in from around the country, that are there, and we hear it all. So just be respectful, really, of the game and of the tournament. A lot of work goes into it. Every team is playing right now to try to get to nationals. So I think it's very important that we talk about this. Do not play around with that, because fights and all these things that are happening, it's zero tolerance. We have pretty good security there, and they're going to be on point with it this year. So with the sheriffs and the security, just to make sure it's right. It's just really they're there to kind of help that. But if we do our part, those guys can just have a day and just get paid and hang out at the park and watch youth football. see that we can handle our business. So
Yeah, we'd love to pay them to do nothing. That means we had a good event.
I'd love to pay them to do nothing. 100%. Guys, make your money and go enjoy your family when we leave. So academics, big piece of that is academics. So we're here to get these kids ready. Like I said, getting them ready for the next level. They got to know how to compete. So they're away from home. We provide letters for excuse absences, but it's on you guys as coaches and staff and business managers, team moms, to put a study hall in place. I know a lot of the teams do it. So a lot start off the day with study hall, breakfast in the study hall, get it knocked out, and then get to games and get to fun. But knock out the academics. Get a study hall there. Make sure all your players check their assignment packages. Make sure they have assignment packages. We want the kids falling behind while they're going to the national championships and enjoying that week. So make sure you get the letter. Understand that we do have the absence policy that we can help you with certain players may have some problems getting out of school, but have a study hall and make sure that we don't fall behind on academics. Very important part. Like I always say, this is an academic, social, and athletic week. So many different things that are happening during the week, and the players get a chance to be around the other players. I know we have a lot of teams traveling now, just in regular season. In years past, it wasn't as much traveling, and some of your teams don't travel. So some of the teams that will be making it, maybe making their real first trip together that way. But some of the ones that have done it before, be a resource to other teams. Let them know how you're doing it and how you do study hall, you structure your day, and you can always lean on us, and we can connect you with some of the folks that have done it in the past. So like Craig, you mentioned the Darcy Media Pass. All the games are going to be streamed.
Yep.
Every game, I highly advise to buy the big package and stay at AYFchampionships.com. You can log in there now. All the details there. Follow social media. Chris does a great job with social and our whole social media team, and Adam and everybody. So everybody's chipping in, and even people from around the country on their own sites, they're doing a great job. So a lot of streamers there and influencers, et cetera, that are going to be at nationals. So I congratulate you guys all in advance. Continue to handle your business and best of luck in your championships. And as my late friend George Montgomery said, enjoy the process of greatness. That's it for that one, Craig.
Right. Then we got the 6U and 7U rules. We don't need to go over them, but they're in the packet. They're also in the rule book. I just put them in the packet just so the 6U and 7 you guys got it, but they'll be in the packet. We don't need to go through that.
You want to hit on a couple of the rule change that we had for it? Maybe just
go ahead.
Hit that briefly. Coaches on the field, with 6U and 7U, it's real football. Otherwise, we just have a few rules in place there. But we did put a 2-point conversion rule. You can go from the 3 is 1. If you go from the 5, it's 2 points. And then, coaches, you can talk after the huddle, but as long as it's in an instructional way, but you can't touch or move the player or talk towards what the other team is doing. And there's another 0 tolerance policy there. If it's violated, the refs have the right to move you off the field and you won't return. So if you need to be on the field, I know a lot of coaches last year, Craig, weren't on the field. So for 6U and 7U, they go out sometimes or when they want to, but for the most part, a lot of the coaches were staying off the field. So hats off to you guys that are doing that to get these kids really ready. And
they thought they could talk more off the field than they could talk on the field. Now we gave them a chance to talk a little, so I think we're going to see more on the field. Yeah, so either way it works. It's up to you guys, 100% optional, but just understand the rule and the packet's there for it. All right, so guys, I got to lean in because I'm blind. So December 7th to the 13th, Paradise Coast Sports Complex in Naples. AYFchampionships.com is your resource for all the information. Some of the stuff still has 2024 stuff up there. We're evolving daily. By the in the next week or two, everything will be all 2025 information. But this packet is up there under the forms page. Teams, once you've qualified, like if you're a state champ in Division I, you may be done by November 1st. Registration will open on November 1st. Divisions of play, Division I and Division II, 6 through 14U, All-Stars 10, 12, and 14. Division 3, 10, 11, 12, and 13U. I'll go over some tentative game day stuff in another packet later. We went over the random draw already. Team check-in we spoke about. And obviously, any questions can be directed to Craig at AmericanYouthFootball.com. this is our safety protocols. We're not going to go through them all. Nothing's changed from last year. It's they're in the packet for the coaches. So I'm not going to read all of them and go through all that right now. Let me transition to one quick thing first. I want to welcome Double Good Fundraising as our new partner here, sponsor for fundraising for this year. And a lot of AYF, AYC teams have used Double Good. They give a 50% fundraiser, which is not really there anymore from a lot of fundraising companies. Popcorn's incredible. The service is incredible. You do it from your phone, run the whole fundraiser in 4 days. I mean, we've had Air Academies done $100,000 fundraiser with them. I just got word from them today that Saugus Association in Massachusetts did a 4-day, $62,000 fundraiser, made $31K in 4 days with them. So, we've had a lot of, I think they told us AYF teams have raised $3.2 million, sold $3.2 million worth of popcorn last year. So that means $1.6 million was raised around the country. So with them being a partner, hopefully visibility to our programs will be higher, and that number will be much higher in the future. So again, we'll have a formal announcement next week. Just met with their marketing team the other day, and all the details on how to get in touch with them. But you can go into Double Good right now and check them out. But that's our new fundraising partner or sponsor for AYF, AYC. Just want to welcome them on board.
Yeah, welcome aboard to those guys. We appreciate it. They've been working for a lot of companies and a lot of teams, and their companies doing a lot for us. So take advantage of it. The information is going to come out there.
So I want to hit on this real quick because this seems to be something that's always a conversation. Let's make it bigger. This is the footballs that you will play with at states, regionals, or nationals. I don't want to hear we play with this ball during the year. You're under national rules, states, regionals, and nationals. These are the footballs you play with. These are the sizes, Wilson's sizes. Wilson is the official football. You will get one football at nationals. You're not required to use it. You have your own Wilsons broken in and ready to go. That's great. If you don't, you will have to use it. So these are the balls. The only ball that gives you an option is the 14U can throw to TDY or the high school ball. Every other level throws this football. Just putting it out there for now, just so everybody can see it when they rewatch the video, because that's always, I get a million messages. Can you tell me what football, you know what I mean? So I have this picture on my phone because it's easier that way.
Yeah, right. 100%. It's Wilson, guys. Wilson is a sponsor. They're our official ball sponsor. So
yeah, you won't start a game without a Wilson ball.
So it's not even optional. So guys like, my quarterback throws on a Nike ball. He throws it. Yeah, but at nationals he will not. So you're going to get a ball. You don't want your player to have to use that new ball that you got for the first time. I've seen several coaches, they've lost a game and they blamed it on the football. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. Get the ball now. Like Dick's Sporting Goods and a lot of these sporting companies that we have and Shields, get with the academy. Get with them now, guys. Those guys do partnerships with you locally, and you can get a ball. Get the ball and just have your player start working with a Wilson ball. If he wants to play with that ball during the year, it is what it is, unless your local organization has a rule on it. But get the Wilson ball now if you're a team that's competing and vying for a national advancement. Go ahead and get a ball.
The promo code is AYF25 on the Wilson site. You get 25% off.
Even better, right?
All year round, guys.
Better.
So, that's a perk of what do they say? American Express membership has its privileges. You get 25% off your football. So, guys, again, Paradise Coast Sports Complex, address, location. Your information will be on AYFchampionships.com. Again, evolving by the end of the month. Everything should be up there that you need for 2025. Here is what Paradise Coast Sports Complex looks like if you've never been there. There is 8 turf fields. Fields 5, 6, 7, and 8 are 100% football fields. Numbers sewn into the turf and everything else. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are multi-purpose fields that are lined for football, that they all have goalposts socketed into the ground. And you have your 5,500-seat stadium with the 2-sided jumbotron, an amphitheater behind it where it says Great Lawn for our award ceremony with a Jumbotron. You have in between here, I guess you can't really see it here, but in between 4 and 7, that green grassy area, that is the food truck park and vendor village. And there's the cove back here where parents can go have a beer or a wine over by the great lawn while they're not playing. You can't bring it into the park, but it's connected to the park. You can go out there, enjoy yourself while your kids are warming up and come back. There's a market, which is like a 7-Eleven. There's everything you need is at this facility. It is by far the premier complex to play a youth football national tournament in the country. And it's the only one where the grass on day one, or I'm sorry, the field surface, because it's turf on day one, looks the same as it does on day 6. You look at a lot of videos from a lot of tournaments, these nationals, it looks like they're playing in Topeka, Kansas in the cornfields. We've been there. We know it. We've been there.
We know what it's like.
Now, we're not making fun of them, but we stepped our game up. The best premier youth national football tournament should be played in the best facility in the country, and it is. So, again, this is another thing. So we went through a bunch of this stuff already, so we don't need to go through that. Here's the information on the Great Wolf Lodge. $179 a night. That's the average. Or the $179 from the 7th. Let me see if I can make this a little smaller because it looks like it's getting cut off. All right, from the 7th to the 11th, and it's $300 a night on the Saturday and Sunday nights, or Saturday and Friday nights for the week. It averages out to like $215 a night, I believe, or $210. There is no resort fee. There is no parking charge. It is connected to the complex, and every room sleeps 6. So that's pretty important there. And again, it's right there on the property, and you get the water park on your day off. The indoor water park, the outdoor pool, everything. Fatima's information is on the screen. You can contact her directly, or if you want to block and you know you're coming with an all-star team or something, let me know. We can have her hold them right now. Guys, just in case you want to see Double Good Fundraising, Robin from Double Good is on here. Here is her email if you want to get with her now. I'll leave it up on the screen if you want to get with her now and get your fundraiser started before we make the announcement next week. So that was that. I believe that's the only stuff I have left from that information, D. Let's go over one thing here. I got to just do a little switcheroo here so we can see it. This is new in the rule book, and this was put in because 2 teams thought it was okay last year on the 16-team brackets in Division I to not play for 3rd place and go home. That's never happened since I've been in AYF since 2011, and it's never going to happen again. Okay? It's disrespectful. It's to your opponent who stayed there and was ready to play. It's cheating your kids out of a chance to play for a 3rd place trophy. Any team participating in the AYF National Championship, not participating in all scheduled games, will cause their entire association to be subject to suspension the following year from postseason. So let's be clear here. The Smithtown Gators lose on Friday in Division I and decide they're going to go home Saturday and not play that 3rd place game, because they were going to stay if they won to play for the national championship. They were going to figure it out. Figure it out now. Book your trip in your Division I. Book your trip to go home Sunday or late Saturday night, but Sunday. Right or wrong, D?
Automatic, guys. You know, we're here to play football. If you win, you know, like I did say this in my letter too, in every division, no matter what. You said, where we, Craig, 6U to 14U, D1 and D2, All-Stars, D3, certain levels. Only one team from that entire bracket with 16 or 8 or 4 or whatever the bracket number is, only one team is going to leave undefeated. Only one. So a lot of the teams will be losing. So if you do lose, you learn and you get ready to go play the next game. Keep the team going. There's no leaving and going home. So just make sure you guys play those games and understand the bracket and understand how it goes. So basically, that 3rd place game may be the last day of the tournament, the way the bracket may work. So you need to make sure that you're there to be able to take that time and understand what it is. But shouldn't be a problem. You like you said, Craig, they're going to play. They're planning on going to the championship anyway. So make sure some potentially in some cases, that second game that you're slated to play may be someone's first game. and only game, their second game. So let's make sure that we handle that business that way. And there may be a third game that you may get, as I mentioned earlier too. So it's like, it shouldn't even be an issue for us. It hasn't been, but last year, I don't know what happened, but that's the last and only time that's going to happen.
Yes, sir. I agree. All right, guys, we're going to do over one more thing. I'm going to make it small for a second, just so you can see the words tentative, subject to change on the top right there. Let's be clear. Tentative, subject to change. I'll make it a little bit bigger now so it can be seen a little bit better. All right. So here we go. This is where we're at today, barring any kind of changes we have to make, and we are basically at max field space. So Division 1, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, your first 6, will play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday national championship third place games. Division 1, 6U, 7U. Division 3, 11U. Division 3, 13U. Will play Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And there, it tells you the amount of teams on the left that are going to be at maximum in their brackets, okay? Division 2 now moving into 6U, 7U, 8U, 9U, 10U, 11U, 12U, 13U, 14U. The whole basic Division 2 from 6 to 14U is Tuesday, Thursday, Friday championship games. And I'll explain the little change why in a minute. Division 1 14U will go Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. All-Stars 10U will go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. All-Stars 12U, huge turnout, expanded the bracket to 12 teams, and basically capped our field space right now with zero room to move and long days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. And it's staggered, but that's the days games will be played. Doesn't mean everybody's playing all those days. And All-Stars 14U, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So guys that were there last year, understand that we played 5 championship games on Friday, and we played 20 on Saturday. Saturday's day was long. It was like 11 o'clock at night on the last day when everybody's about done after this long week and tired and everything else. And we're playing third place games that, that some people didn't even, are like, all right, but they played them, and all that stuff. So we split it. We're going to play 13 championship games on Friday. Hence the reason D2 is Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And we're going to play 12 championship games on Saturday. But Saturday is basically just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 divisions. So it's really their championship games, their third place games, their backside third place games. And we're going to just play 9, 11, and 1 o'clock. We'll have all championship games, third place games. And then at 3 o'clock, there'll be 3 third place games. That's it. So we're out on Saturday. So we split the day, split the championship games 13 and 12. And instead of having a shorter day Friday, we're going to get out of there earlier on Saturday and let everybody enjoy their Saturday night and do that. So again, basically, if your last game's Friday, plan on staying until Saturday. Your last game Saturday, plan on staying until Sunday. That's your best bet to cover your butt. So, but this is tentative still today. It will not be final until probably around the first week in November, but it's just giving people an idea what it looks like.
That's solid. That's a lot of work, guys. The fact that we have this laid out, it's a lot of work. We putting this together, putting the brackets together. Now the other side is we don't, we have these fields. We understand when the third place games are, but that's when those third place games or the consolation games, the second game for D1, 8U to 13U will take place. So it may be, field space is tight. So pretty much we wanted to get as many teams as possible to get this experience. So that's why all of this layout that you're looking at is there. We want everyone to get an opportunity to play. So you may play on one day and there may be a back-to-back day in order for us to do some things. And they're, depending on how you advance in the bracket. So that secondary game, third game that you may have, maybe a little later in the week. So those are the pieces that we'll understand where they are. But that changes based on where the bracket is. A 16-team bracket going to a 13-team bracket makes a lot of change. Like that can change a lot of different things as far as game days, game times, opening up other slots, and we can move some pieces in place. So, but for the most part, the way it's listed here, you can plan your day from a championship standpoint. The winning side doesn't really change.
Right. Exactly. So, guys, I had a couple questions here. Yes, confirming games are Monday to Saturday, but you can see based on the chart what it looks like for whatever team you're with, tentatively. And no, we went over the regional dates and locations, but we cannot explain each regional event, as our 8 regional chairmen deal directly with your conference president. So whoever was asking me that question in here, get with your conference president. He should have his information from his regional chairman, about what's going on with your regional tournament and what your brackets look like. They are set by the regional chairs who communicate with the conference president. So again, if I can't remember who asked it, but I saw the question in there. So I mean, that's it for me. Unless somebody asked a question in the comments real quick. Do you have anything on the way out the door?
No, just be ready. Keep competing, and looking forward to seeing everyone advance and tune into the next show.
Just Jay, just check the AYF Championship site around the first of the month. All the pricing for tickets and wristbands and all that stuff will be up there. Just give us a couple days to get everything ironed out. We're still waiting on a security quote and some other stuff. But by the beginning of the month, all that stuff should be up there. Just stay with that. It's on the screen. AYFchampionships.com is your key to finding out all your info.
One thing, Craig, a shout out to all the volunteers. So we have a lot of volunteers that come out and make it happen, as far as field marshals and check-in and so many pieces. So thanks to you all. That I know the volunteer app is out there, Craig. So you may want to talk about that a little bit, but there's an opportunity to come volunteer. So even if your team's not going to go, so if you want to go, you can already book your trip. Come volunteer, man. We need those. We need all of you that are doing great things on Saturdays and during the season already. We'll love to have you out there on the volunteer, so you help a check in, get a badge, and do your thing. So I really appreciate all the volunteers, our regional chairs, and all the leaders, and the staff.
Absolutely, couldn't do it without them. So, like you said, be ready so you don't have to get ready. Get your planning going. If get popping, get some popcorn. Robin's info's on there, but you'll see more details on it next week. And that's it. We'll get this downloaded and up on YouTube this week. All-Star divisions are already full. They registered on the 15th with returning teams from the previous year who get first crack, and all the new teams had an opportunity for the open spots, and they filled them up real quick. So All-Stars are full. Our conference All-Stars are full for this year. That was the question. So, yes, Reggie, if you volunteer, you get to meet me. You can even, I'll even give you a donut every morning and a cup of coffee. All right, guys, I'm out. D, you're good?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.